Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Sutton, and I'm the author of Take Back What the Devil Has Stolen from You. And I just want to get up here and make a podcast. Hopefully, it will be quick, but we'll see. I just want to get up here to just say, still keep doing what you're doing. Again, keep learning, keep growing, keep improving, keep getting better. This is what this is really all about. Again, this is nothing new that I'm saying, but the reason why I'm saying that is because it's very easy to give into discouragement when you're not seeing any results. It's very easy to give into discouragement when you see people kind of low key putting you down. Um, it's bad enough where if a person is, they've been on a certain journey for a certain time and things are not moving, things are not pushing, things are not growing the way that they want it. Things are not going the way they want it to go, right? Now, I know people can argue about consistency, 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 and I'll get to that later, right? But I just want to just say to anybody, may be listening, may not be listening, to still get up as long as you don't quit, as long as you don't give up, still keep on, because the hardest thing really is to not give up. Don't allow people to discourage you. Make and allow them to make you and allow them to make you feel like you're not doing enough. Don't allow them to make you feel like you're not giving it your all, you're not really giving it your best. Now listen, some of that stuff may be true, that you're not giving it your all, that you may not be giving it your best, and that you should go hard or either go home. I get that, there's pieces of that that may be true, but you got to look at it like this also. What's working for them may not work for you, especially if you done tried it all over and over and over again, even before they knew of your existence and before they knew of your page, before they even really glanced at anything or even basically knew who you were. You've been doing this, right? You've been putting your best foot forward. Now, it's true that we do have to learn from what doesn't work and try something else. And that's completely okay. That's completely fine. But I just want to get up here to say, don't allow other content creators, other people, this could also be pertaining to family. This could be pertaining to people that you don't know. Don't allow them to sow seeds of discouragement because they're on this track, they're on this lane, they're seeing the growth, they're seeing the movement, they're seeing things flow, and then they want to try to kind of low key kind of talk down or kind of make subliminals about what you're not doing enough of and try to basically make it seem like you don't want this and you don't want that. Let me tell you something. This is only based off appearance. What you see is just only through glance, but you really do not know the things that the Lord has in store for a person. So that's something that you just also got to realize. Oh yeah, sorry for the background. I got my phone notifications on, and that's what you'll probably be hearing. But I just want to get up here to say, like, don't allow anybody to discourage you. It's hard as it is. Don't. I know these people make it sound like it's easy. I know they make it sound because maybe they've been doing it for so long. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes maybe they forget how it was when they were starting off. Maybe sometimes they forget how it was when they didn't see any results. Maybe sometimes they forget how it was when it was them when nobody was coming to their page, when it was no one commenting, when it was nobody on their lives, when it was nobody there. Sometimes it seems like they forget about that. They forget about that part. They forget about, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is always to walk into humility. Now, I just want to just come, and I mean, somebody might just ask, well, what's the reason, for this podcast here today? Well, it's basically it's just something that I've been seeing a lot. Other people putting other people down. And just because they're not posting 30 times a day or 30 times a week and they being put down. And my thing is, if that person supported you in any way, whether it was to buy your product, purchase your material, view your video in some way, even if it wasn't financially or monetary gain, They viewed your video, they supported you, they commented under your post, not wanting anything in return. If they just show genuine support, even though you know they can do more, and that may be true, don't down them. Don't discard them and act like and put curses upon them and say they ain't growing and there's no movement and these people are broke minded. I am so tired of hearing small content creators, and I'm not using the word small as any form of derogatory. We're all in the way in the same boat. So I'm not using that word small as a way to as a derogatory term or as a term to put anybody down. But I have been hearing it so much where it's like they're not satisfied with the certain audience that they're getting, or they're not satisfied with something, or something is always not enough. So they go around here uh, using subliminals, talking down on them just a little bit, and they talking down. They do it in a different way, but they're talking down on them, whether they're making a post about them, whether they're making a video about them, and they always seem to use the word broke minded. Well, they want that broke minded if they went ahead and supported your product. They want that broke minded if they went up there and showed you some love on your page. Do you know? Do you realize? Do you not realize? And I got to say this because this keeps happening. It's like, Lord, why every time it seems that you try to support people, they turn around and then it's like you bring kindness, but in return they are repaying it with something else. You know what I'm saying? And listen, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to push you. There's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to see you grow and get better. There's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to challenge you. Matter of fact, I'm on plenty of mailing lists where people do that. But you know the difference is? Do you know what the difference is with them? They're not belittling you while doing it. They're not trying to speak things upon you and saying you ain't going nowhere and it's a dead end and you're broke minded and all of this stuff. They're not saying all of that stuff about their audience, even if some of them are not at the place where they should be. So my thing is also, this is bringing up another topic and subject. Where is the humility? Where is the humility? Where is the understanding? Yes, some of these people are still working 9 to 5 jobs. That's not their goal to continue to keep working the 9 to 5 jobs with most of them. But I don't think that, you know what I'm saying, we should be trying to, oh, well, your hustle ain't matching mine and your, well, of course, they don't have all that free time to post 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. Now they could if they wanted to. That's absolutely true. I'm not gonna look. I'm with you on. They could make the time if they really, really wanted to, but God may have people going into other directions and different avenues of making money with their content. I sell things also on eBay. I also have a blog. What else? I got another YouTube channel that's actually doing better than the one that I post on. Actually, so-called once a month, as was mentioned. There's a lot of things that's going on. Also, what's been happening lately is people have been purchasing my book. And you know what? I count all of that as a blessing. So we can never just look at somebody and from a glance and say, oh, they're not doing nothing. You don't know what they are possibly doing behind the scenes. And just because they're not making announcements about it, just because it's not in a direction that you're going, it does not mean they are not doing anything and that they are not fruitful. Let me repeat that. It does not mean that they are not doing anything, and it does not mean that they are not fruitful. You don't know what God can do with them within a year of time, or even within a day. So we don't need to make judgments on people, sentencing them. Oh, they cursed like the fig tree. You know what I'm saying? I don't receive that. And if you hear anything like that, do not receive it. Don't allow anybody to speak those words of poison upon you. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with somebody if they want to, you know what I'm saying? They want you to have more drive in, I guess, a certain area. But honey, I, I am having multiple avenues that I'm thinking about doing business in, speaking, um, thinking about doing that. I was actually offered my first speaking engagement like after I graduated college, but with me being new and felt like I didn't accomplish enough, I went ahead and turned it down, you know. But it's not too late to get back out there. It's not too late to start. Yeah, so it's never too late to start. Regardless, okay? So no matter how much time you felt like passed by and you're thinking in your mind whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that God's calling you to do, and even if you don't even know what that is, it's still never too late to really find out. But what I'm just trying to make a whole point of is don't judge people by saying they ain't doing this, they ain't doing that. Just because they're not up here pumping out all their energy on social media does not mean that they're not up to something. Does not mean that they're not fruitful. Doesn't mean that they're not being productive. Doesn't mean they don't have something planned. You can't always just go off of somebody's video and just say, oh, and then to hear comments of, oh, this is not the people that I want. These are not the people that are being sent to me. These are not the people that I want. These are not the people. I was like, Lord, where is the humility? Where is, I get it. That's a certain target audience that certain people may want and select, and I totally respect that. But to say that when people are purchasing this or purchasing that and they're going by there showing love, it's like, man, I said ain't nothing never satisfying. And if it takes me posting 30 times, I'm not here to please anybody, as well as vice versa. That person shouldn't be, it's the same way around. You know what I'm saying? With someone else, if they do something, it's because they love doing it. If they do something, it's because, yeah, I know they also want to make money with it. I do know that. But to say people are broke minded, I am so tired of hearing content creators say that. They're not broke minded when they get ready to purchase your stuff. They're not broke minded when they get ready to support you. They comment on your page to show you love. And I'm not just talking about, you know what I'm saying, anybody in particular specifically. This is something that I just noticed happens so many times when you support small content creators. And it's just kind of like, again, the question keeps appearing, keeps coming up. Where's the humility? And you know what? And it's okay to say that, okay, this group really ain't my cup of tea. That's okay, but we ain't got to down them and belittle them and do all of that. All that ain't necessary. And if it's extra stress that you don't need, and I don't even like using that word, but if it's something extra that you don't need, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Get rid of it because it ain't worth going through all this when you're supporting somebody and this is what they're saying and they kind of taking little digs and kind of taking little shots and taking all kinds of things. I said, Lord, I ain't did nothing but support the, like, why in the world am I being, and this is not the first time this happened. Remember, I got a video. It's basically entitled Fake Motivational Speakers, part 1 and 2. And it was basically this guy on Instagram who was selling this book. And the book looked really nice. The guy was doing a lot of positive things in the community. So I said, okay, cool. You know what? I think I want to purchase that. I think I want to buy it. So anyway, reached out to him and I wrote up there, keep doing what you're doing. And you know, the guy said thanks. And I was like, how much is the book? He said, I'll inbox you for the details. Should have known something right there, right? I should have known it was something right there. So also, so once he gave me the info, we actually really talked on the phone. And he said, yeah, the book says $40 online, even though that was super high. He said, actually $80. And when I talked to the dude, nothing about him came off as a motivational speaker. Nothing about his energy and personality was warm or no, and I get people got different personalities. Not everybody's gonna be bubbly, outgoing. I do understand that, but you being a motivational speaker, you need to have something on you, something about you that people want to gravitate to. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is when that's how I look at it, right? So I just noticed that this guy's kind of cold. This guy's kind of, it ain't nothing like he's putting on in social media. But that's the thing about social media. People do put on. You know what I'm saying? People do put on. And so, long story short, I was like, okay, do you guys got payment plans? Look, I was asking that then. At the time, I believe, was I unemployed? I don't even know. I don't even know if I was unemployed or not. I may have been. But I was like, how am I going to get this $80 out of nowhere? And so what I did was, I think I paid it whole. I basically ended up selling something. Selling something at the pawn shop I had, or pawning it. Got the $80 that way. Purchased this guy's book. He said once he sends it, give him some feedback. But it was something that happened and went down. I saw the guy was posting subliminals, talking about people was broke minded. And somebody may ask, well, how do you know he was talking to you? It was something that happened where I saw how nasty this man's personality was and how nasty this man's energy was. I was like, bump this. How about, and I know somebody said, well, that's a waste of $80 investment. Maybe so. I use it as a bookcase. I use it as a DVD case. As a DVD holder. I got my DVDs on the book, like as a stack of DVDs on the book. Still ain't open it, still ain't read it to this day. It's in its package. It got dust up there, everything. And the dude basically got mad because I didn't give him feedback. But y'all, his energy was negative. This man, and then he's talking about, oh, I'm cutting off all the broke people in my life. I said, Lord, what is going on? Especially in our community. Now, it's not everybody. I'm not categorizing everybody. But I said, what is it? What's going on with these? And I can consider him a content creator. I can consider him that. He wasn't on YouTube, but he was on Instagram. And I was like, what's going on with all these people calling people broke minded? And I cut off the broke. Oh yeah, I remember I was on his live one time. I'm sorry, y'all. See, look, things coming back to me now. And it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me now. I remember I was on his live showing support. Y'all don't know what's going on with these people. Showing support, right? Again, nothing in return. Nothing in return. This is just how I am. And then the dude basically said, yeah, because I had a book. Oh yeah, I had a book coming out. I think it was already out, but I put it on Amazon. Yeah, that's something for people that saying you ain't doing nothing. But anyway, let me go ahead and stay on topic. So anyway, the book was on Amazon. And by the way, no one taught me how to do it. No one helped me out, assisted me with it. Basically, how I found out how to write that book, I went on YouTube and saw this lady and how she did it. And the video may have been an hour and some change, but I went ahead and I took notes. I saw she was uploading in Microsoft Word, but guess what? I did mine in Open Office because I didn't have a Microsoft subscription. But I did go to the library and edit it in their Microsoft Suite. But anyway, let me stay on topic. But anyway, I was on his live one day. I said oh yeah, I was like, congratulations on your book sales. And then I don't know what happened. Lord Jesus Christ, because this is spiritual warfare. This man start talking and talking about, oh yeah, so I done seen well, I seen so much of pretty is ugly. I guess he was talking about with women. But what real I hope I ain't get no trouble. What real heterosexual man gonna say something like that? You know what I'm saying? That was one. And plus my mom and they see things, read things on people. Got a real good judge character. Got shows of things, and she already told me what was going on with that situation. But again, not taking the man, but I can tell. I said, why would he come out and say that? It's like he said it out of nowhere. Then he said, my book ain't on Amazon. My book ain't on. I said, oh shoot, I see what's going on. This man so he had like 9,000 at the time. He had like 9,000 Instagram followers. He was always wondering why he wasn't growing more. And at the live, he only had 9. And I was like, oh, I see why don't nobody show up on these lives. Because this man's a mess. This man got some type of, I'm going to come out and say it. It's my podcast. So this man got him some spirits on him. Okay. So again, I was just wondering, where did that come from, saying my book is not on Amazon? Is that a shot to the people that did upload a book to Amazon? Well, I'm pretty proud of myself because, like I said, did nobody help you? Did nobody show you how to do this? Now they got courses and classes and stuff more where you can kind of like get access to that. But uh, back in 2012, I ain't see too much of that. Back in 2016, I didn't see too many courses about how to write a book, or what's the process on it. And even before I encountered that guy, there was another lady. She came to our library. She was a author. She had her book. She already had a book published on Amazon. I think she may have had it in some other stores. She was really from the same town I was, but she basically ended up moving to Durham. And so she talked about how she got started. This is before I wrote my book. No, this is, yeah, matter of fact, I think I was in the process of working on it. So she was in our library, maybe just for promotion, small town. Then I picked up a book and then I brought it. I brought it. I liked it. I gave it a review. And she was like, yeah, we're gonna take pictures, and I put it on my Facebook account, and da da da. And then she told us a story how she got started. She was just saying that, since she was older age, she was like, she felt like she just needed to go ahead and quit her job because there was so many people that was close to her that was passing away, and they never really lived out their dreams. So she said that's when it really hit her. So she said one day she was crying in the bathroom, and she was asking God to give her another chance because she don't have a lot of time to do this all over again. So she ended up meeting somebody in the bathroom, a lady, I don't know, gave her the card, or showed up, basically took her into a direction of where she can basically get her business started. And I think she also was doing coaching also as well. So anyway, so me just saying that with just a little backstory. So how about after all of this stuff, and listen, I didn't do all of this stuff to get anything in return. I thought it was nice that somebody from my town, even though she really, I guess, even though she lived in Durham, I just thought, well, maybe, I said, this is good at keeping communication and basis with somebody that's doing it. Congratulations. Like I said, I always support people. Even when their season is blowing up, going into a higher direction, and things ain't going so hot for me, I always give um those accolades. So, but anyways, y'all, long story short, I basically had one question to ask this lady. And I was like, how did you get started? Not how did she get started on her book, like far as like with the story, how did she do it? But it was it was a question about margins. I asked her a questions about what type of margins did she use in her book, or what was the amount of margins, right? This lady basically sent me a PayPal link of a coaching session. She said, okay, well, yeah, if you want to do a payment plan, the first half is $500, and then the other half is 500. The other half, one half is 500, then the other payment is 500. I was like, dang, just because I asked the size of what's the margins, what margins did she use, or what's the size of the margins she used, I'm about to be charged $1,000 for that. And listen, don't get me wrong, I respect people's businesses. I respect that people don't want to, do so much for free. But dang, that's all I basically asked after all I done did. What size of, and then, so anyways, long story short, I was like, okay, don't even worry about it. Jay, don't even worry about it. Just go up here on YouTube, look it up yourself, see some different examples, and maybe you can see what fits the type of size of book you're doing. Okay, so I end up finding that information, end up creating the book, and what else happened? So I remember I was like, I've completed my book, because she was calling herself also like a motivational speaker as well. She was calling herself like a motivation. She was basically kind of like a coach as well. She was doing other things besides just creating the book. So y'all, I end up inboxing her and said, um, I'm done with my book. And I wanted her to maybe look over it, but I didn't say all of that. I just said I have finally completed my book. And I think that's all I said. And then I was kind of low key, I ain't gonna lie. I was hoping that she would have had kind of like just view it a little bit, give me a review, give me something, because I was like, I helped her out, right? But not for anything in return, because like I said, I didn't even know if I was going to even go through with this book thing, because I didn't even know how to create one. I didn't even know anything on how to do it. So this lady, all she says basically to me is congratulations. That's it. That's all she said after all that I was putting. So again, Lord, here we go revisiting these same issues with these people. So you got to stay prayed up and pray who you get in contact with, because again, a lot of these people, I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, they saying what they got to say on their platform. I'm gonna say what I got to say on my platform, right? I don't know what's wrong with them. But anyway, but my mama always touching it. I was trying to call matter of fact, at the time, I had a friend at the time. I was trying to call her about what happened. She won't picking up. And I said, Lord, what's going on? I said, why this always happen? You always support somebody. And listen, like I said, it's nothing out of return. It's nothing, it's really out of generosity. It's not in for something in return. But I was like, man. So you know what I did? So after I wiped my tears, I went ahead and I looked up. I said, how do you take a review off? Took it off. Um, Also, I deleted the book from my library. And that was that. And my mom was telling me anyways. She said, don't even worry about it. And listen, nobody was trying to put nothing on the lady, but she said, no, she's gonna basically run into a situation in where there's gonna be a big client that's gonna end up leaving. This client pays well, this client pays good. And can I tell you something? My mama was right and accurate. How about, because I didn't even know this lady still had me on her mailing list. The lady was basically putting out how the client left, how she left out of nowhere, didn't know. This lady was basically paying her a lot of money. And she didn't know where it came from. This was like probably 3 years later. Also with the guy that had the nasty attitude about the book situation and calling people broke minded and all of this, and basically flaunting his season of success to other people's faces. And it's not that they were jealous. I know how people think, oh, maybe you just didn't rise up to the level, or maybe no, this man had a nasty attitude and spirit on him, wishing for other people to not do as well, putting curses upon them. So you know what someone said to me? Also, what my mama said then this happened back in 2017 with this particular incident with the guy with the book. The reason why I made the video of fake motivational speakers. This happened back in 2017. The Lord told me, my mama told me, this is how this man's going to go. And guess what? That was high as that man went. No one is heard. No one is. So all I got to say, and I'm going to go ahead and conclude this and wrap this on up, is that we have to be careful of the words that we put on other people. And we cannot go off of what we see necessarily on social media. And yes, I work a 9 to 5. God's going to bring me out of that very soon. But while we in transition and in the process, I am not dealing with somebody. And if this happening to you, hey, same thing goes to you. Don't deal with people who are not grateful for your business. Don't deal with people that are not grateful. I get people want you to do this and do that and do that and do this. You don't have that free time like they do to be doing this and doing it. And yeah, you can make the time. Yeah, that's in this. And I know they'll look at that's an excuse. But maybe God got you going into a different avenue and in a different pathway. YouTube will still be there. YouTube will still work. Let me tell you something. YouTube it's always changing. The rules are always changing, but it will still be there. Just put your best foot forward and take it one day at a time. Don't blow a blood vessel out here trying to break your back, trying to impress somebody that ain't never going to be impressed. Don't do it. It is not worth it. So we got to be careful for whatever we saying towards that person, that we're not going to be eating those words in the future just because things looking like they leveling up for you right then and there. And like I said, I'm happy for everyone. I support everyone. I ain't got that energy and that spirit on me where I don't want nobody to win. And I know deep down inside that person do want you to win, but that backlash of ain't growing, ain't got it, ain't doing this. I said, well, daggone, I known all this. I could have just went ahead and kept my money, and I could have had kept my support had I known they felt that way. I'm subscribed to a lot of people's mailing list, but like I said, they push you, they encourage you, but they're not about to step on you. They're not about to step down on you. You know what I'm saying? By saying this and saying that, saying they ain't ready for the next level and they ain't ready for. I said, God, how do they know? Oh, because of what they see on your channel that you ain't been posting up there like that. Yeah, I've been tired. Okay, I've been, and listen, I'm not gonna sit up here. I'm not obligated to do this and to do that, and it does not mean that you're not going to the next level. Again, there may be a different way, maybe a different route. And then here's the thing: when I was doing, let me see, when I was posting consistently, over and over, back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back, like I said, before they even knew of me, period. That's something you were doing, and you saw the same results. But like I said, that means that was just something that I need to find out what's not working, because it has to be more than just consistency. Because you can be consistent, but it can be in the wrong areas. You can be consistent, but it may not be effective because you're still missing some other things. So we got to start, and I'm tired of content creators saying it over and over. Consistency, 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 consistency. I get it. Yeah, the algorithm will kind of like recognize you a little bit more when you put out more. But the thing is, again, I'm not trying to break my back out here. I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I already know to some people that's going to be translated. That's translation for I don't want it enough. I don't want it bad enough. Now, God got me going in different directions and different avenues. And YouTube is just, hey, it'll be there. It'll be there. I've been up there since 2015. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. You know? But that's all I have to really say about that. And again, y'all, I don't know what it is. And it's not everyone. It's not all small content creators. And that remind me, I need to start adding on these stories. I need to maybe chop it down to parts. I was subscribed to another lady's mailing list. And some client stood her up, I believe. I think it was two clients that stood her up. And she basically took it out on her whole mailing list. That was really tacky, unprofessional. And listen, I'm not saying the woman shouldn't have been mad because she was stood up from two clients that did not pay her. I totally understand that. But she said that she wants to weed out some people. And that ain't had no problem with her saying that. I do understand, hey, do what's best for you, do what's necessary. But the problem comes with stop belittling these people. You know what I'm saying? By saying, oh, unsubscribe if you want to, I don't care. You know, I wouldn't for now on. We're looking for established business owners now. And my thing is like, okay, well, if that's the target you was trying to jump to, which is completely fine, why didn't you go ahead and do it? I know you got a passion to helping people that's new. But if you're gonna turn around and act like that and take it out on the whole entire mailing list, see, people be missing out on it. Oh, let's get it. God talking to me now. People be missing out on their blessings. Let me tell you how. Lack of patience. There's no patience there. If it ain't within 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, or if they don't see a certain type of movement from somebody, they go ahead and weed them out as they're not doing this and they're not doing that. They're not being productive. They're not being fruitful. And the devil is a lie. Everybody don't announce their moves on social media. Everybody ain't announcing every little single thing. So we can't look at them people, look down on them. They don't want it enough. They must not be doing. They no, no. We can't be going off of. We can't be judging based off appearances. And I get it. Nobody's a mind reader. No one gonna automatically just know that. They're gonna go off of what they see. I get that. But we gotta stop doing that, y'all. We got to really start doing it. And I feel like that gets in a lot of other people's blessings. Because them three people, or two examples that I named a while ago, them people business ain't never really been the same. Just due to their energy, their heart, their character, their spirit, all kinds of things. they still didn't get as high as they thought they were. But I remember they was bad mouthing. I remember they was talking down on people. I remember, you know what I'm saying? I remember all of this stuff. And now the people that surpassed them, they could have put in a good word for their business, could have put in a good word for them, but they remember like, man, these people were basically talking a whole lot of junk. These people were basically kind of just not really grateful for the business they were getting. And I get that these people got goals and certain targets and certain things that they want to meet, as they should. Nothing wrong with that. That's part of business. But I just noticed it blocks their blessings from a lack of humility, lack of patience, and they cannot manage their emotions. They're not, where, and listen, nobody's perfect, but they still should be professional. So the lady was basically like, I don't want to work with people with these pee-wee budgets. You know, she was basically just putting people on blast. And not just those two clients that stood her up, but she was basically talking about all the mailing lists. So, and look, I look at that lady page now. It's still in the same direction. So a lot of these times you got to watch up what kind of words we use on other people, because we don't know if you would end up reaping that same thing. Because I done seen it happen. I done seen it happen. I done seen it happen. So I know I supposed to have been gone. Y'all got stories for days. It reminds me of another lady. She quit her corporate job. She had a bunch of people that were supporting her. She called her audience sometimes nieces and nephews, right? But she had also older women that was part of her target audience. And they were supporting her, showing nothing but love. Long story short, the lady went ahead and she started wanting to, I guess she got high paying clients. She started trying to change her target audience a little bit. Then she started trying to down the audience that was that basically helped build her business. And I do appreciate the lady. She did come out with a video and said that she forgot where she came from. Now I ain't gonna lie, it's still a spirit of greed up there. There's still something there that she still need to kind of take care of. But I can appreciate that she said that she forgot where she came from, because when people came up to saying they ain't got enough, they ain't got this, and she looked at them as they was wasting the time. But she remembered when there wasn't nobody there supporting her. She remembered when it wasn't always like this. And then not only that, long story short, y'all, them high paying clients, I don't know if they just won't get the results they wanted. And I know they can't guarantee and promise certain results, but I don't know what happened with that business with the high paying clients. But she basically kind of had to start all over again. And that those clients that she was getting, she had to basically try to humble herself down just a little bit and try to go back to where she kind of started. So like I said, I done seen this show over and over and over again. And I'm really about to leave this time. But if I'm going to leave you with something, remember, let's walk in humility. Let's walk in patience. And let's not badmouth people that's not currently, I guess, on our level. Let's not badmouth them and say they don't want it. Let's not badmouth them. They don't know my dreams. They don't know what I got written down on paper. They don't know what I pray to the Lord to about every night. They can't sit up there and just say these things. You know what I'm saying? So God bless. Remember that the best is yet to come. Stand up for yourself. Do what you got to do. Don't feel bad because you working and you ain't got the time to put out them 30 videos, and they putting other people on a pedestal that they can do it. Oh, well, maybe they can. If I had all the free time in the world, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But even with that, I still want to focus maybe on other things as well. You know what I'm saying? Because anything can change with the social media thing. That's what's always being discussed. And that's the truth. So, anyways, y'all, my name is Jordan Sutton. I'm the author of Take Back What the Devil Has Stolen from You. And listen, when I make it, when I make it, I ain't bad mouthing anybody, because I'm going to always remember that mindset. Like, hey, I remember how it was when I wasn't to that level of confidence, When I wasn't to that level of, because guess what? When you don't see things over and over, you start to feel discouraged. Why I keep posting? Even when you're consistent, you may not see those numbers because it may be something that's off. So, anyways, be encouraged. Don't give up. Don't care what nobody say, how they laughing at you, what they saying about you, what people diagnosing you and labeling you as, saying all kinds of things. If God called you, He called you, and if you got it, you got it. Remember again, click like, share, and subscribe, and the best is yet to come. And click on the links below. Until next time, God bless.